Hello, it's your girl Trans Phoenix here. Today I'm bringing you facts of hormone replacement therapy in male to female transgenders, along with my personal experiences. Before we get started, give this video a like and subscribe. Also, if this video gets 150 views, I will make a second part to it showing my regimen as far as my estrogen injections. So without further ado, let's get started. Hormone replacement therapy in transgender individuals involves replacing the body's natural hormones developed at puberty. Testosterone for males, estrogen for females. In transgender women, it involves replacing the testosterone with estrogen, and female to male transgenders, vice versa. With me being a trans female, I am taking estrogen and having a testosterone blocker to reduce all my male characteristics. It was a very interesting experience getting started. I started with an oral supplement and eventually moved to injections. Along with the injections, there's also the pills, which I will flash up on the screen here in a few minutes, gel, and also patches. The patches and the pills are, along with the injections, are the more popular. The gel is relatively new, still coming into play. But along with those, you also have testosterone blockers. This is spironolactone, 100 milligram tablets. I take one of those a day. It helps knock out knock down the testosterone. Honestly, the spironolactone, I don't mind taking. It's quick, it's easy, boom, down the hatch. The injections can be a little tricky because sometimes if you don't hit your leg just right, or wherever you do your injection, you pull the needle out, you have a bunch, you'll start bleeding like a stuck pig. If you don't have any band-aids, yeah, then you're kind of screwed. You're holding Kleenex or toilet paper or whatever on your leg or wherever for an hour or so it seems. Alright, now comes the specific effects of artificial estrogen in trans women. One of the first things that you'll take notice of within the first 2 to 3 months is decreased and a lower libido. Yeah, the lower libido I didn't really notice much about because I was not with anybody at the time. I'm still not with anybody at the time, so. But the other part, yeah, definitely a reduction in it. Within probably about 6 months to a year, you'll start noticing that your hips and rear end start to go like this. I remember when I first started having to buy new jeans, First pair of jeans was a size 14. Okay, not too bad. 2 months later, I couldn't fit in the damn things. So I was off to Goodwill, donate them, off to Walmart, buy a couple pairs of 16s. And right now, those 16s are starting to get a little on the tight side. Now, mind you, my stomach has not changed. I'm still the same waist size and everything. It's just my hips and ass have just gotten, getting bigger as weeks go by. Also, one of the more obvious things is breast growth. You know, when I finally started noticing the buds, for lack of better terminology, I was excited. It's like, oh, cool. And then I was talking with a friend of mine, and his eyes kept going. And for the first time in my life, I was like, hey, my eyes are up here. And that felt wonderful. I laughed my ass off. Actually, we both did. But it felt great. It was a win. So, yeah, I mean it. But after, it usually takes about 2 to 3 years before you're finally developed. I've only been on for just under 2 years. So I still got a little ways to go. Oh, the big question about fertility. When it comes to trans men and trans women, hormone replacement therapy will take a big hit to your fertility. If you wish to have children down the road of your own flesh and blood, consider donating either your sperm or your eggs, depending on your gender, the one you were assigned at birth, to either a sperm bank or a egg bank. I guess that's for just fertility clinic in general. Me personally, I started hormone replacement at age 39. So, and by then I had already had my 2 children. I had no interest in having any more. So, it really didn't affect me. And because of that, I didn't donate anything. And I haven't been to a fertility clinic to see whether or not I could. Mental health. This is a biggie. Because estrogen, they say, can give you a second puberty. They a lot of times would like you to see a psychologist on a regular basis, especially in the early stages, because you're getting new emotions that you're not used to. You're having more mood swings, and it can just, at times it can be overwhelming. I touched on this in my personal experiences about a month ago. I'll put a link in the description for that video, along with a card up here on the screen somewhere. But it is very difficult. I started off, I had all sorts of mood swings. I got pissed off. I would cry, and I'd cry myself to sleep, and then it's like, okay. After a few months, it's like, I got this under control. Well, started up about 3 months ago, I just started having all sorts of emotional fits. Went into rage fits, crying myself to sleep again. Just, oh my god. It's just, it's still unpredictable. Um, I do plan on going back to seeing a psychologist to try to get this under control. So it helped me cope with this a little bit better. I think my coping mechanisms are not working as well as they used to, so I gotta try to find some more. But if you can find a coping mechanism out there that works, I mean, don't do anything, dangerous, like, because I used to do that and it doesn't do anything. Health risks. Now, these can be scary. So, one of the biggies is increased risk of blood clots. If you're a smoker, plus you're on the oral medication, that sets your risk even higher. But there's also various heart problems. You get high triglyceride levels, and as well as high blood pressure. I haven't had any of the heart problems. I haven't had blood clots or high triglycerides. However, in the past couple months, my blood pressure has slowly begun to go up a little bit higher than what it used to be. So, I mean, it's still normal, but it's not like it used to be. It used to be like low 100s, like anywhere from 100 to 110 on the top, to about 65 to 70 on the bottom. My last few doctor's appointments, it's been sitting about close to 120, over 75, that bracket. It's still good, but considering it's higher than what it's been for the last 20 some odd years, it's true, it does raise your blood pressure. So just be aware of that. Which leads into the next part. Maintenance. And I'm not talking about changing the oil in your car, or rotating and balancing, or anything like that. This has got to be monitored at all times. They usually give you a blood test every 3 months to check your levels, make sure they're where they're supposed to be, whether they're in therapeutic range. If they're too high, they'll lower them. If they're too low, they'll raise them. Or, that way it stays within a certain range so that you're not in danger of having any of the health risks that I mentioned in the previous section. So far, so good with me. My estrogen has not been needed to be adjusted since I started injections earlier this year. The spironolactone has been up and down for the last year and 3 months, something like that. It's just been, just wavy all over the place. So the spironolactone has been which is the testosterone blocker I take. That's been the one that's, it's been a pain in my ass. But some of the things you should also think about down the road, long-term care, is getting regular mammograms, because you also do have an increased risk of breast cancer now that you're taking estrogen and you're getting bigger boobs. So it's very important to think about your health. If you're one of these people that's like, oh, I don't need a doctor until you get sick, hormone replacement probably not. So just keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed this video with all the facts and my personal experiences. I hope it was able to help you out with your journey, or if you had questions about what to expect. Mind you, keep in mind all experiences are not the same, so my experiences might not be the same as someone else's. The important thing is if you haven't started therapy and you would like to, just please keep in mind all the facts that I've presented to you. They are not just random facts just pulled out of my ass. They have been Googled, they have been verified on different websites. You can Google them and everything. But please, if you have started hormone therapy or are planning to, you have questions, you have comments, want to share your experiences, I would love to hear about them in the comments. I answer all comments. Doesn't matter what time of day, what type of comments, even if they're asinine. So please enjoy these bloopers, and I will see you next time. Remember to fly high and know that you are loved. Take care, my baby phoenixes. Oh, brother. Right off the bat. Why won't you work? Okay. Hormone replacement therapy for transgender individuals consists of a hormone replacement therapy in transgender individuals, whether it be male to female or female to male, involves swapping out the primary hormone produced by the body. In this case, with me being male to female, it is adding artificial estrogen to my body to produce secondary sex characteristics of the BB. Hormone replacement therapy in transgender individuals involves swapping out the primary hormone produced at birth. Well, not really produced at birth, though. Idiot. Hormone replacement therapy in transgender individuals involves replacing the hormones that the whore body. Hormone replacement therapy in transgender individuals involves replacing the body's natural hormones that are developed during puberty. Testosterone for male, estrogen for female, obviously. But when it comes to transgender this is gonna take forever. What are the physical heart risks? Shit. Drop my remote.